Well, I wasn't really planning on doing a video of this, but you know, for $575, I knew I would probably get what I paid for. I almost debated doing a will it start video, but it's a Honda and it literally started the first pull. Runs really good. It vibrates. It's just not going forward and back. So I'm going to pull some covers off. I have no idea how it actually goes forward and back. I'm assuming it offsets some weight forward or backwards, and it follows that. It's a hydraulic lever. I checked. The fluid looks kind of milky. I'm just gonna go over. It's pretty used and abused, but it works sort of. So I guess I'll film taking it apart and see where this goes. Maybe it turns into a video. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, and if you had seen one of the shorts I posted, in the background is a, I don't know, 50s, 60s, 4-foot Cincinnati mechanical press brake. Unfortunately, it's still on the trailer because I don't have a way of getting it off. I made some calls. I'm going to see if I can get a loader with some forks here to lift it off in the next couple of days. We'll see. Otherwise, I don't exactly know what I'm going to do there. That one is just for looks. So is that one. That's probably not good. Belts don't actually look too bad. Well, that doesn't sound good. That's not very good. Look at that pulley. That definitely took a hit in there. Someone even tried to kind of clean it up. Looks like it kind of works, but seen a little bit of abuse, that's for sure. All right, so there's like a hydraulic rack here, and I can feel a little bit of fluid in there, but it doesn't want to come all the way back. And I don't know if it's because it's supposed to be running, or if something's jammed down there, or something's jammed up in here, but this is the easiest part to look at the moment, so it's where I'm going to start. All right, well, I don't have the right size wrench, but this is pretty loose. There we are. Oh, it's fine, really fine thread. Hey, there's no oil in there. Can't see in there very well. All right, well, there's no oil in that. So I guess let's put some oil in. All right, well, we had no oil in the exciter here. You can't really get a good view of inside there. From the little documentation I could find on this, it says this is the fill, and that was the way you drain it. And apparently when the oil level in there isn't quite right, it just doesn't do what you want it to do. So I'm assuming that because there was no oil in there at all, that was probably a problem. But I'm going to flush it a little bit. It says it uses like a 7590 gear oil. Let's, I should have some. Okay, well, before I put that plug back in, I want to flush it a little bit first. So I'm going to try and see if there's any junk or bad crap. Ooh, if I can. It comes out of there. Oh, I guess that's the hydraulic oil circuit. All right, well, I guess accidentally bled a little bit more out of there than I was planning, but that's all right. Okay, this probably couldn't be more perfect. I guess we're tearing it apart. I noticed this when it was on the bench, but it has a hard stop. And I swear, this thing was vibrating. I have a mark on the ground where it was just vibrating. And somehow me rolling it over by hand has now locked it up. So, guess she's coming apart. All right, well, since it's all coming apart, let's get all these bolts sprayed down with some penetrating fluid. Come back to this in a little while. Well, I just had some dinner, came back to this thing, and I really am not sure what's going on in here. It was vibrating really well, sounded good. I rolled it over by hand. I don't know anything about how these work, but rolled it over by hand, and now something is jamming it from making a complete revolution. I tried starting it up. It just starts to try and slip the belt and smoke the clutch. So I jammed something up in this thing that wasn't jammed up before. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip this thing off. It looks like it'll separate fairly easily, and we gotta see what's going on in this vibratory head. See if I lost at auction, which I don't think I did. Motor alone, I could probably get my money back, but I really wanted a Packer. So, well, let's see. That's going easier than I thought. Did I ever tell you I love this crane? They're coming loose. Seems to have lost a bearing. I see shards. Well, that could have been better. Yikes. Oh boy. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. It looks like this thing lost a bearing in it. Uh-oh. Actually, you know what? Like, most of this looks really good. And, like, there's shrapnel, but I almost wonder if it, like, just failed. Say it locked up, it wouldn't go forward reverse, and these people just said, screw it. You know, I can tell by the homemade sealant here. This thing's been apart before. Obviously, someone's repaired this sometime before. But I wonder if it just locked up on them and they said, screw it, and sold it at auction, and I picked it up. And I'm going to have to do some disassembly, I guess, but we'll see what gear or what bearing let go, and maybe we can replace it. Maybe it's not too hard of a fix. If I have to buy unique parts, this thing's junk. So, all right, well, let's take her apart and see what happens. Well, I think I see what happened here. It looks like this spider gear setup just shredded itself. It's missing a nut. There's a nut on one side. There's no nut on the other side. Other than that, I mean, the gear has a couple little dings from probably hitting a ball bearing. But I think, honestly, the majority of the shrapnel came out as I was disassembling it. That gear doesn't look the greatest. That one is definitely worn down. I think that's probably natural wear though. But, I mean, that rolls pretty good. It's all gonna need to be flushed and everything, but I think this may be salvageable. So I've looked. There's no nut. That spider gear setup was missing a nut on the one side, and yeah, I mean, I can see ball bearings. I see little bits of cotter pin in here, but there isn't any nut. I'll have to. I don't really want to open that up, but I'll have to try and get a good look inside, I guess. Maybe it went down in there, but I'll have to search for it. Well, the threads are a little mashed up there. I might be able to machine that down and tap it to a slightly smaller size. These ones, yeah, so both these bearings just let go. That one That is a special bearing. Slovakia. I think it's repairable, to be honest. Nothing is so damaged to the point that it's irreparable. Maybe just a shaft. It has a little dent. I can file that out. Another little dent. Yeah, so a couple little dents on the ring gear. And we need two bearings. What do you think it's the chances I can find them? Huh. Well, we're into the next day, and I got the Cincinnati brake press off the trailer and into position for now. I had to rejig things a little bit in here. Boy, 1,200 square feet fills up fast when you're storing toys and shit in here too. So anyways, I'm going to get back to tearing this apart. I did a little bit of research last night, and the bearings that go in the spider cage for this eccentric are pretty available. Well, not a lot of sources, but I can get them for about $50 a bearing plus shipping. So I want to open up this main case. It comes apart here. I'll be able to see down in like the sump oil well. We are missing the one nut. I think may have forgotten to get put on, but there is a chance it may have gone back through these sort of drain ports here. So unfortunately, those don't look like they're going to come apart very well. But I think I'll be able to get them, and we'll see how this goes. I think there's future for this yet, but I want to see if that can come apart. And if so, I'm going to spend the money on the bearings. Okay. Well, got one. Oh yeah, I got it clamped down to the table, so got 1,000 pounds or so holding this down. Nice. Oh. It's been pretty fun learning how a forward reversing plate compactor works. I think we found the problems, and I'm pretty sure we can fix it. So I have gone ahead and ordered the bearings for this already, and I hope to see you back in part 2 when I reassemble and test the packer. We'll truly find out if that was an auction win or fail.